Hello YouTube Pipers, Double O Pipe here. I haven't been on for a while, and I know that. I have here one that has been in the back room for a while, a Medico. I'm sure that Paladin Piper sent it to me. I filled it with Carter Hall, so I'm going to give it a try. This is the first pipe I've smoked in over 3 weeks too. About 3 weeks ago I got sick. And it was something I've had many times in the past. And it's usually, I get sick, 24 hours later, I'm fine. Well, this time, I wasn't fine after 24 hours. This is really dry. Just Carter Hall. I threw into the Carter Hall mixture a match Carter Hall. And both of them very dry. I've heard you can put a slice of apple in there and that'll help moisten it up. I might have to do that. It's a little too dry. Anyway, whatever this was, I don't know. I've never known. It's just something that comes on me. And like I say, for 24 hours, I am definitely under the weather. And then I spring back the next day after 24 hours. It was a week. And I attribute that to old age. My recuperative abilities are not what they used to be. So anyway, after a week, I began to feel a little more normal, whatever normal is. Cup of tea. And I haven't really been the same since. I don't know how to describe it. The Hurricane Helene that went through the Florida, Georgia, North Carolina area hit me hard for some reason. I mean, we went through Hugo, and Hugo was the worst devastation from a hurricane that I've ever been through. And ever since Hugo, we've always said, not sticking around for this one. If it's coming through, we're heading for the hills, which means we would go to the mountains, because whoever thinks the mountains are going to flood? The coastline, I can understand that. We got the ocean down there. We got a river over here. The ocean comes into the river rises, and it comes into the yard. But, like I say, I never would have imagined that much damage, especially through flooding. Horrendous pictures of the flooding. It's just unbelievable to me. The devastation from that up in that area it made Hugo down here look like a breeze went through. even with coastal flooding during Hugo, we never got that kind of floodwaters. And for the floodwaters to carry away houses and cars and bridges, it made me sick. And to know that so many people lost family, I mean, to the rising water, my gosh, they haven't found all the people. They say it's because of the mudslides that they had, and there are people they figure buried under that mud. It's just horrendous. It hit me hard. I felt really, really devastated for those people. Like I said, Hugo is the worst I've ever seen that affected us. And after Hugo, we always say we're going to the mountains because you won't have flooding there. You might have a little breeze, but well, where do you go now? I don't know. I just don't know. So anyway, getting back to being sick and getting over it, I don't know if it was the aftermath of being sick or just seeing the devastation up there and the sadness brought on by people just watching their homes float by, and I just can't imagine. And then the problem with FEMA and all that, and then that sorry individual running for president who said they would only be able to give $750 to the people who need it, and you have to prove you need it, when they're sending our tax dollars overseas in the billions, and they're giving it to illegal aliens rather than American citizens. There's something dead wrong with this society when it's like that. And I'm sorry, I don't ever mean to talk politics, but like I said, watching all of that, because I watched it for days, and it just depressed me no end. To see how those people were treated by the government, FEMA, and for them to say they don't have money for the American citizens, what the hell are we paying taxes for? Well, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to get into all that, but it's what's been rattling around in my mind for the last month, because I haven't been on here for a month. And I guess that's one of the reasons. I just didn't have anything happy to say. And I haven't smoked a pipe in that long. Anytime I ever got sick in the past, I just quit smoking, because normally when I got sick in the past, it went straight to my lungs. And smoking was detrimental to that. That match Carter Hall and Carter Hall mixed together doesn't taste like Carter Hall at all. So I don't recommend you do it. Plus, it's really dry. Not getting a very good taste from it at all. I should have put something else in this pipe. But I felt like I should get on here and at least let you know I'm still alive. Hi, I'm still alive. Sometimes I just don't know how to handle depression. And all of that just sent me down the tubes for a while. And I haven't felt like doing anything. But we have to live on. We have to keep going forward. And I am blessed by the good Lord that this year we were in such a position that we were skirted by Helene and skirted by, what was that other one that just went through? Milton? I keep mistaking it for the little town in Florida just across the bay from Pensacola called Milton. I kept thinking they were talking about that little city or little town. Yeah, we were blessed this year. And all the others have that have come along have seemed to turn out to the Atlantic, which is always what I pray for. Even though ocean liners run into those things out in the middle of the Atlantic, I hate for that. You guys will have to forgive me. I'm still on I don't know, the bend where you go up where you feel really good. I'm still down here and not quite up there yet. I keep trying to read things that are supposed to lift your spirits. I haven't found anything to read that have lifted my spirits. It used to be I could go to a secondhand bookstore and that would always lift my spirits, just going around the shelves. But we don't have any anymore. They all disappeared. All we have is that big brand new bookstore, the Barnes and Noble, and that's forever away, and I don't like to leave Hunter that long. But they don't have the same atmosphere as the old used bookstores. Oh man, they were always something to make me happy. Always just enjoyed wandering the shelves and just looking at what the titles were and picking something up and looking through it and smelling the pages of those old paperbacks from way back when. Man, there's nothing like the aroma of the pulp paper from those paperback books from the early 50s up through the 60s. Nothing like it. It's just, for me, that's a big lift of the spirit. I read I read one of the Sam Durrell novels. He was a spy for the Americans. Assignment Moon Girl, which wasn't bad. It was pretty good. And then I picked up I can't remember his name now, doggone it. And it was a Private Eye. Richard S. Prather's Private Eye. Why can't I remember his name? I don't know. And I'm in the middle of that one right now. It's okay. And I have Mickey Spillane's Mike Hammer in the back that I'm reading too. The first one he wrote. I know I read that back in the 50s. That was something to read that back in the 50s as a young boy. find it on the spinner rack in the drugstore. And you take it up to the counter, and the guy looks at you and says, "You old enough to read this?" Sure I am. For back then, they were pretty racy. Well, I know you're tired of me rambling on. Like I said, it's time I smoked a pipe again. And I always want to talk to the glass when I'm smoking a pipe. And I just haven't been up to it for quite some time. But I felt like it's time. Need to get back into life again. I've been a hermit now for over a month. And this is my outlet. I think I need a woman in my life. Anyway, I hope you're all doing well. Today is Monday. It's, wow, time just flies, even when you're not having fun. But everybody take care. I hope you're all doing well. If any of you were in the paths of either of those two hurricanes, God bless you, and I feel for you. But I'm just wasting your time now. Take care of yourselves. God bless you. Till the next time. Bye-bye.